Hello, all. I'm working on my paperwork, making sure I have all my I's dotted and my T's crossed. I like to get down to the nitty gritty too. When I get locked into something, like, and I'm really focused in something, like, I can be a little bit of a perfectionist with a craft, for sure. I know that about myself. And I just embrace it. I embrace it. I think that it's really important for people to just find what they enjoy, and my passion is, right? Like, my passion is just speaking truths, not only about myself, but things that I know, things that I've walked through, and things that my relationship with God, the Most High, the Divine, what He calls me to say. Some things people just don't want to say, they just don't want to talk about, And I am so quick to block people too. I'll block you in a nitty gritty. I'll block you in a nitty freaking gritty, man. Don't matter if you're of my past or not. Past, present, or future, You come at me sideways, you're gonna get blocked. Energy doesn't lie. It really doesn't. And it's one of those things. It's hard, but I'm just not in the position to be put on this earth to move accordingly to make everybody else happy aside from myself. I look at the world around me. I look at the world and how it's moving. And I look at the magnitude and the scope of the injustice in everything that has been done oh so graciously to me, but not only to me, but to other individuals, as well as the lack of humility in humanity. And it starts from the top. And I think to myself, well, golly, what kind of life is my son going to have for his children and their children and their children and their children? And although there's not many people here that aren't so worried about the legacy for your loved ones, you need to be. You need to be, because the writing's all here on the wall. And it's getting very, 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 very crazy. It really is. And it's really, really time to step into your connection with God, your connection with divine. God is real, whether you believe or not, whether you're chosen or not. He is real, and He sees every walk and facet of you. You can't deny that. You can't deny that, because it's the truth. And you have to lead with a postured heart. You have to lead with a genuine heart. You have to lead with a forgiving heart. You have to take everything that you've walked through, you learn from it, you're aware of it, you set your standards, you set your boundaries, but you advocate. You advocate not only for yourself, but for others. It's the only way for people to learn. I saw this beautiful message regarding, I think, emotional intelligence versus rationalization intelligence, and I thought it was a beautiful message. When I battled my addictions, it was all when I was battling worldly things, allowing the world to consume my moves, consume my mind, consume my thought process, consume my confidence, consume my worthiness, consume my want for money, because I felt money made me of value, right? And so because you're constantly chasing, always chasing the bag, chasing the title, chasing the promotion, right? And you're never quite there. You're never quite there. At least I never got there. All I got was stepped on, used and abused, and then spit out, and then effed over, and then scapegoated, and Ponzi'd, and God knows whatever else. God knows whatever else. Ain't that the truth? And here we are. God knew whatever else was else, And, it's one of those things, but the reality is you don't ever know what people are battling. You have no idea, because we've created a world here where talking about things like that is just not something we do. And if you do, you're chastised. So people don't talk about their addictions. People don't talk about their mental battles. People don't talk about their worthiness issues. People don't talk about their childhood wounds. People don't talk about those. People don't talk about SA. No, we don't talk about those things. Nope. Particularly the men department. Honestly, a lot of the times when it comes to the men department, and we like to chastise the men so freaking much, a lot of the times it comes from childhood wounds and like different things that there was neglect growing up, and lack thereof in their house. And so they never really were taught how to truly love emotionally, spiritually, knowingly. That's just not something we teach anymore. It really isn't. Bless my heart. All these little bugs and flies be following me now. Flying little monkeys, But now my son, man. Shame on you guys for everything you instilled in my family. He's a teenager, You really, 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 I don't even know the word that I'm trying to find. The angle that you took it with me and my son in the most prominent years of his life. These last 2 years, and how much you've just created so much animosity and toxicity and deceit and lies in my family during his primal times that I really, really needed to be able to be that mom, which is why I resigned. And then here you are, you went ahead and just pulled that rug underneath for me. Shame on you. Because that time I could have been able to really, really hone in and talk to him about different things spiritually and just all that. But no, why would we be able to do that? He was too busy being coerced to be used against me and create all these manipulations, create all these issues. Oh my gosh, everything was strategic. But that didn't work out for you, did it? No, it didn't. It did it? So I'll just keep doing my big girl stuff over here. Yeah. I'm going to do it justly. I'm going to do it righteously. With morals, values, and integrity. Perhaps you should grab some. I can't believe that. That's the biggest thing too, is with my son, man. People are crazy. People are freaking crazy. All I can do is give it to God, man. I tell you that. Give it to God. God's got it. At this point, we got to give it to God. And you got to walk it out. You really do. But God can't do all the work for you. You got to do it for yourself. You really do. And it starts with your inner work, your inner healing, your inner knowing of what you carry within you. And you carry with pride and honor, morals, values, integrity, faith. We all have Christ inside of us, and yet we take advantage of that. We do. For power, greed, money, clout, followers. Drives me nuts. It does so bad. It really does. I'm so grateful for those that I do have in my life. I really am. And I'm grateful for all of those that were in my past. I really am. And I do truly love everybody unconditionally. And I truly hope all those that are in my life now are being truly genuine. I really do. And I have my, again, I allow my intuition, my discernment to lead me, but I just say this. You know where your heart carries. You know what you're aligned with. God knows what your heart carries, and He knows what you're aligned with. And your future is set forth based on your alignment and where you're at with God and the divine. It really is. And nobody can tell me otherwise. Things are moving. I've been saying this now for the last 7 months, and here we are. It's one of those things. And all I can be is me. Authentically me. Unapologetically. I was me then, and I am me now, and I'll be me in the future too, whatever that looks like. You know, we're just riding this wave together.